a little bit about the things that you were taught at this I-Corps boot camp, so to speak. You know, that you really found interesting, or that you didn't realize before, how it helped you get from, as you said, from the beaker to the border.
As I mentioned before, it was really difficult for me to visualize, as a mechanical engineer with that background, how to get from an invention, a patent, or even how to get from an idea to getting it to the customer. So some things specifically that we were taught there was to, instead of trying to push your technology to the customer, first talk to customers and people involved to see if your technology fits their needs. So it's less of you pushing the technology and your idea to them, and more of listening to them. So I think the biggest thing was listening to your customer. Specifically, there's some techniques that we were taught, like business canvas. If you're familiar with that, the business canvas has little sections in there for one section may be the customer, another section would be the revenue, or the channel, how to get to the customer. So this kind of little technique give us an organized way to do market research and trying to get our technology to the customer.
So as engineers, we have a tendency to focus on performance features. We like to be able to say ours can go to 11. And of course, 11 is good. We want to go to 12, right? So the question is, like, why is that even relevant? So through the I-Corps program, we were taught to really focus on value propositions. What customer pains are you solving with your technology? And is there the right problem-solution fit? If your technology is not solving a problem, it might surprise you later on that nobody will buy that. So working from that angle, we're basically able to just deconstruct what we're doing. We really focus on just is there a problem, and how can we align what we're doing towards solving that problem? And if what we're doing is really not solving the problem, we need to pivot and maybe go in a different direction. So I think that was the most important thing we learned from my program.
Great question. So if you didn't hear what he said, it's how will programs like the I-Corps help in the innovation district in this area? As you all know, Commissioner Sharp, ex-Commissioner Sharp, is in the audience there. He's heading up the Tampa Innovation Alliance just for the district. And this is really an innovation area. We have Moffitt, we have ourselves, we have Busch Gardens, we have Florida Hospital, we have a number of other areas. And we're really having an I-Corps program is really about changing the culture. What you've heard is that here are scientists, academics that are trained in academics, they're trained in doing their PhD, doing the best research that they can do, and teaching, and they don't get much training in how to take their research and make it relevant to society and maybe a potential product. And that's what we're all about in this building. That's what Architect Transfer does, and that's what the I-Corps does. It adds new training, and in some cases it tells you kind of unlearn what you learned already and do something new. Look at things differently. Look at things like business people do. Look at things like your customers do, and make decisions based on that. And so so to answer your question, is absolutely, this is exactly the kinds of things we need to do for our culture at this to really build up the innovation side.
I'll just add on to that we're also hoping that first there's a problem, they fix the problem, they take it to the marketplace, and then it becomes what we call a spin-off company, that through the incubator, then you take it to the next level, which is a company, a corporation that would be built out in a research park or somewhere around this area. It generates the economy and jobs and future inventions, and it becomes kind of a bubble where it's infectious, and so that's what we're looking for as well, is to take it all the way through from the product to the manufacturing stage to help the economy and jobs and students.
You know, I've lived in Tampa all of my life, and I grew up not too far away down the road here. And I've kind of grown up with the University of South Florida, and I know this area very well. And what is so exciting is now that the University of South Florida is one of the top tier research universities in America, that means that the basic science is being funded through the National Institutes of Health. This is the leading health sciences innovation area in the state of Florida, if you ask me. And then also basic research funded by the National Science Foundation. What I-Corps does is it takes all of the progress that has already happened here at the University of South Florida, and it turns it into, it helps entrepreneurs turn the page. It will attract those new businesses to this area. So you're building on the basic research, funding innovation, turning that innovation into higher paying jobs, because that's kind of been a weakness of the Tampa area in the state of Florida when you look at wages. We are very tourism driven, real estate development. Those are not the high paying jobs of the future. The higher paying jobs of the future are going to come from the entrepreneurial spirit, like Dr. Ye, Dr. Hasman, so many that are here in the incubator. This will revolutionize this entire area. I think we're well on our way. Yeah, the I-Corps is a new initiative under the Obama administration to do just what you've heard here today, help university scientists that have benefited from the basic research of National Institutes of Health, NSF, other research grants, but help turn their research into higher paying jobs. We are so fortunate to live in America, where we are the leaders in the world in innovation. But if you look back 20 years, oftentimes the scientists, as Dr. Ye said, they were focused on the books and doing research for research's sake. We've learned now to compete in the global marketplace, you turn that kind of basic science and research into solutions for the future, for the state of Florida, for all across the globe. You can tell the best good examples here today and what's happening in clean energy, renewable energy, and medical devices. That's what makes this so exciting, the potential here at the University of South Florida and the potential for this community. You can tell that we're all quite excited about the years ahead.